Let me get at the old chapstick. Get this down right here. All right. It is great to be here. Are we not blessed to be here in this room? As I say, we could be over there. I've said it many times on 630 over there, sitting in the hospital fighting for our lives. But we're here blessed to hear from one of the greatest players to ever play the game of football, Lawrence Taylor. That's here today. How about that? Gotta say, I've said Lawrence Taylor, you can claim the greatest player of all time. We had maybe the greatest coach of all time last week. How was Jimmy Johnson last week? Oh my gosh. Wow. As a matter of fact, LT, one of our Touchdown Club friends and a guy that we're going to have on my radio show, let's see Roger Scott over here right there, Terry Bradshaw mentioned he wanted to give a shout out to Jimmy Johnson. He's over in Hawaii with his wife Tammy. His hair looks a little crazy. But this is what Terry had to say about Jimmy.
Going to miss my man Jimmy. Talked to him the other day. He was at the Little Rock Touchdown Club doing his famous 2x4 on the floor speech, which is classic. If you ever get a chance, you got to hear him do it. It's amazing.
There you go. Even Terry Bradshaw is talking about Jimmy Johnson's 2x4 story. Hey, Lawrence, it was a great story. Were you not motivated? Were you not ready to play? Listen, that guy right now could coach a team to 10 wins. Maybe better than what we saw last night at UNC. Sorry. I'm sorry. Too soon. Too soon. I'm sorry. Too soon. LT, he's still a lot bigger than me. I need to be careful here. So we're glad you're here with us today. Next week, how great that we follow up with what many consider is the GOAT in the game of football at the highest level, NFL, with the GOAT for the Arkansas Razorbacks, Darren McFadden, next week. How about that? That's going to be exciting. All right, Pigskin Preacher, will you come up and lead us in a word of prayer, please?
You know, last year, David introduced all of us to Paul Feinbaum. Have you checked on Paul this weekend? I heard he's in the fetal position in his closet because of Alabama and Texas. As they say in Arkansas, tisk, tisk, tisk. But I'm looking forward to hearing Belichick next year on the Touchdown Club lineup. Okay, with that, let us pray. Father, we're thankful to be gathered here today. We're thankful to be among family and friends for the food and for the camaraderie that exists. We give you thanks. Father, we pray for our speaker tonight. We're thankful that he took time out of his schedule to be here. And Father, we pray for that Gator Bowl play in 1979 when he knocked the Michigan quarterback out, that you forgive him for that, even as I have. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I don't remember that.
Hey, LT, that's a preacher who never forgets right there. Yeah, he actually sent me a video of that, I think, this week. So he's true to his team for sure. Hey, I want to say thanks to everybody who has bought memberships. All of you, thank you. Encourage others to do it, even if you can't come. It affords us the ability to bring in guys like LT and Jimmy Johnson and Darren McFadden and more. So thank you for all of you who have joined. It really means a lot. All you sponsors who we'll recognize here in just a second. I was telling LT about our awards here. That's why we're here, to recognize these great Arkansans. So that's our goal at the end of the year, to do that. I want to thank our sponsors if we could. Couldn't do it without them. Starting with our presenting sponsor, Simmons Bank. Chris White is up here at the head table. We appreciate them. Don't forget, October 20th through the 26th is the Simmons Bank Championship presented by Stevens at Pleasant Valley Country Club. That is a top notch. And I'll tell you, our speaker today used to be a scratch golfer, even better than a scratch golfer. But this tournament, LT, is great here in Pleasant Valley. Really excited to have that again. But thanks to our presenting sponsor. He might be in. He might be in. I do want to say Stevens, also one of our great sponsors. Curtis Jeffries, Warren Simpson, all the gang at Stevens. Appreciate them. They're the sponsor of the Jackson T. Stevens Cup. That's one of the all-time really great golf tournaments for college teams. That will be in Shore Acres, Lake Bluff, Illinois. That's coming up September 15th through the 17th. Thanks to them. Crane Automotive, 19 dealerships, 6,000 cars available, 1,200 employees. Crane team's got them. Thanks to Christian Crane, Chris Crane, and all the guys at Crane Automotive. Appreciate you guys being here every week. Wright, Lindsay, and Jennings, 125 years LT. This law firm has been in existence. They represent the backbone of our state's economy. 60 different industries are represented with clients they represent, led by Judy Henry and all their great staff. We can't say enough about Wright, Lindsay, and Jennings, also the sponsor of the Cliff Harris Award. Oaklawn Hot Springs, love Wayne, Zach, and Chris. I know that you guys would love to get LT at the track, right? Have you ever been to you have not been to Oaklawn Racing. We need to get you to the horse track. Yes? I did not start off, Zach, I stumbled out of the gates. I was 1-3 in my picks this weekend. I'll never pick the Razorbacks again. I'm just saying. They disappointed me. I'm not going to do it. But anyway, I'm 1-3, but it's a long season, right? So download the Oaklawn Sports app and have some fun today. Love working with them. I know Roger feels the same. Wayne, great to have you here as always. And also great to see Blake from CJRW as well. And the Gooch. The Gooch is here as well. Summerwood Sports, David and Doug Hendricks. Can't say enough about them. David, great to see you at the ball game. Saw you at the Razorback game the other day. Thanks for all your support of the Touchdown Club. Don't forget, 40,000 square feet of great sports complex right there in Bryant. Basketball, volleyball, baseball on the way. So many good things happening, and they've got, obviously, they've been in the business for a long time. We appreciate them. Also, Double B Steve Lytle and GM Ed Light. We appreciate them. Family owned, 34 locations across the state. Gas it, grab it, and go. Thanks to Double B's. Sissy's Log Cabin, been around 54 years. Bill and Sherry Jones. Their staff always comes to the Touchdown Club. Rex, I don't know if you've seen the new location they're building. Oh, my gosh, right there on University. Outstanding. Yeah, they're in Jonesboro, Memphis, Conway, Pine Bluff, and this new location in West Little Rock, and this new location on University is outstanding. So that's Sissy's Log Cabin. Roller Funeral Homes, Renato Jenkins, Byler, Bill Booker. Thanks so much for their support of the Touchdown Club. 24 locations across the street. The Hatcher Agency, Greg Hatcher. Is Greg up here today? No, he's not. Thanks so much for Greg and Lane. They helped us go get LT and his crew today. Thanks so much. Greg does so much. You know, he's got Hatcher Capital Investments, Hatcher Agency, Scoops Ice Cream, Twin City Limo, Finish Line RV. They do it all. But thank you, Greg, for your support and your friendship. Lane, great to have you there today. Advantage Service Company, Kevin Brooks, One Call Does It All. For your HVAC, electrical needs, 35 years in business, 501 One Call. They're outstanding. Simmons Bank Arena, Michael Marion, I saw him wearing his Mississippi State gear. I think they got to have Arizona State this week, right? That's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a tough game. They may not win that one. But Leanne Morgan, September 5th. Nellie, September 19th. And Nate Bargatze, September 21st. Pulaski County Farm Bureau, Todd Dennis, Stephen Reichard. Great service with great rates. Appreciate them. War Memorial Stadium this week. Would you ever have believed it's finally here? Arkansas and Arkansas State. You know, Coach Pittman had been saying all this time that we played 93 years ago. Well, he was wrong. Somebody finally corrected him on that. LT, Arkansas and Arkansas State have never played each other. You know, a lot of states, North Carolina State, where you're from, always play each other. They play each other every year. We have never played, so the tickets, I have people calling me, asking me for tickets. So I hope it's a great event. Appreciate War Memorial. Where are my guys from War Memorial? Hey, guys, there's Shay. Hey, we got to get it right this weekend. No fumbles. Got to get it right now. Got to get it right. No, yeah. So anyway, excited to have it. I think the Grand Old Lady, that's where, you know, I used to play LT, some of our games, and so excited about that game. And, of course, I'm a Razorback, so we want to kick their butt. I mean, I'm just going to say that right now. I need to say that. But thanks to War Memorial Stadium. Our media sponsors, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, will be starting our Player of the Week next week. Thanks to Amanda Copley and, of course, Wally Hall, who's been writing about what we're doing here at the Touchdown Club for 21 years. 103.7 The Buzz. LT was just on with DJ and Justin Aker a few minutes ago. Thanks to my buddy Roger Scott, who is my right-hand man who handled the show without me today. Appreciate him. AY Media, AY Magazine. Last week, of course, a couple weeks ago, we had Jimmy Johnson on the cover. I will just tease, there might be another future speaker on the cover of one of those magazines. That's more to come on that. Thanks to Heather Baker. Appreciate her. Arkansas PBS, I got to say, so if you look back, I want you to look back and see all that equipment was set up. It takes several hours to do that. And then that's by Anita and Kevin and Tanisha. But Brian yesterday came up here and spent 4 hours setting up the lights. See, these are all things that they're done behind the scenes, and so great to have Arkansas PBS, one of the best in the country, doing what they do. And so thankful to them. Thank you so much. JF Media Marketing, best social media company in America. We're glad we have them. I'm sure LT will be saying things that will be across the nation later on this afternoon. The Doubletree Hotel, there's no hotel that works closer than with a Touchdown Club than what they do here. Tiffany, Nita, Angel, and Mark, we appreciate you so much. Sunbelt Convention Services, Tim Glasscock, Rockstar Passes, Brad Rickett, and Joy Gonzalez. And our last 3 new sponsors of the year, Midtown Plumbing, Haley and Jim Coleman, and Kyle Jackson, a woman-owned business. Appreciate them. They are wonderful. Call them and tell them you heard about them on the Touchdown Club. At the Touchdown Club, Arkansas Surgical Hospital. It is owned by doctors, and they got some of the best doctors in the state of Arkansas. Brian Fowler is the CEO. Use them when you have the opportunity. Last but not least, Arkansas Spine and Pain. We appreciate Dr. Qureshi, Scott Davis, great doctors, 6 different cities. How about the best lineup of sponsors in this country? Let's give it up for them. Whoa! I don't have my sweat towel. I don't have my sweat towel today. I don't know where it's at, LT. I usually have a towel to wipe up my sweat. Our Touchdown Club team, Dwayne Duncan, been taking photos for us for 15 years. Chris Kane, RJ Hawk, Steve Sullivan, Steve Qualls, Design Labs. Our amazing volunteer, LT, we have probably 20 volunteers that come 2 hours in advance, set up, hang out. No other Touchdown Club in America has that many volunteers, led by Debbie Wyman. Let's give all of our volunteers a big round of applause. Appreciate them. And for our first recap of the year, happens every week with the Touchdown Club. Let's give it up for Rex Snell. Hold on. Guess what today is? It's his birthday. He is 66. Thank you, Debbie. There you go. That's how you do it, LT, right there. You call for it, it comes. How about that? Just joking, Debbie. Let's sing happy birthday to Rex. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rex. Happy birthday to you. 66 years of age. Give it up for Rex.
You talk about being able to brag, David. I'll now say I was serenaded for my birthday by Lawrence Taylor. What did you do on your birthday? Boy, welcome to what is truly going to be a historic sports week in our state as Arkansas and Arkansas State meet for the first time. Sports trivia, David. There's only one football program in the state that has defeated a Razorback team twice. Who would that be?
Fort Smith High School.
The Ouachita Tigers, of course. 1914 and again in the 1920s. But should be quite a week. Let's get warmed up for it by talking about the warm-up games, if you will. Arkansas 52, Alabama A&M 7. Taylon Green, 6 touchdown passes, 363 yards of total offense for him. Those 6 TD passes were only 1 short, by the way, of Brandon Allen's school record that was set back in 2015. Green, 24 of 31, 322 yards passing. He completed passes to 9 different receivers in the football game. Arkansas had 552 yards of offense. Most importantly, I thought the Hogs were turnover free in that game. Arkansas now has a stellar season opening record through the years, 104, 24, and 4 in-season openers. Arkansas State also a winner, 42-24 over Southeast Missouri. Jalen Rayner completing 26 of 32 passes, 345 yards, and 3 TDs. 10 different Red Wolves had receptions. This is a Red Wolf team with a lot of new members, 70 new members. But I was pretty impressed. I went to Jonesboro to scout them and was pretty impressed. I think what we're going to see is a lot of offense. I think maybe both defenses are a little questionable, so you're probably looking at a lot of offense at War Memorial Stadium on Saturday afternoon. Rough start. Just make sure the check doesn't bounce for both UAPB and UCA. It was Texas Tech 67, UAPB 7. Red Raiders led 47-0 at halftime of that game. It's their first preseason top 25 ranking coming into that game since 2008, so they have high hopes in Lubbock this year. There was a 90-minute weather delay. It's Lubbock, after all, at the half, and then the game was shortened, much like the UAPB-Arkansas game last year. The game was shortened to a pair of just 8-minute quarters in the second half. Missouri 61, UCA 6 back on Thursday night. I know some of you watched that on the SEC network. UCA's quarterback, Austin Myers, did not dress out. He had sustained a foot injury earlier. They went with a transfer from Middle Tennessee named Luther Richardson. He went 13 of 23 for 73 yards passing, and those two play each other this week, UAPB at UCA. All right, let's get on to the SEC. What an opening. I love Labor Day weekend. We got games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 5 days of college football. By the way, I do have to tell you that David, as you know, stresses me out watching him. He loves the pressure. He loves waiting to the last minute. He told me he is turning over a new leaf, and he's getting way ahead. So it is my pleasure to announce today that we do have Pigskin. You know, you mentioned a later meeting, but our second meeting next year will be Coach Kalen DeBoer. So you want to put that one on your calendar. Ohio State 14, Texas 7. Arch Manning 17 of 30 passing, 170 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Just too much hype. Too much hype during the offseason. Texas, here's the key. Just 1 of 5 on fourth down. Now, how about Florida State 31, Alabama 17? That ended a streak of 23 season opening wins by the Tide. And you know who the new offensive coordinator is at Florida State? Native Arkansan Gus Malzahn, as we like to call him here, in honor of our man HDM. Malzahn's got Alabama's number through the years. Now remember, this wasn't a great FSU team either. They were 2-10 a year ago. So here's an interesting stat. Kalen DeBoer is now 6-4 against unranked teams at Alabama. Nick Saban was 124-4. So DeBoer has lost as many in 10 games as Nick lost in 128 games against unranked competition. Great game Sunday, South Carolina 24, Virginia Tech 11 in Atlanta. Shane Beamer has them playing Beamer ball over there at South Carolina, and I think has one of the country's best quarterbacks in Lenore Sellers. He's the real deal. Friday night, Auburn 38, Baylor 24. Transfer quarterback Jackson Arnold out of Oklahoma, 137 yards of Auburn's 307 yards rushing. LSU makes the SEC look good, 17-10 over Clemson. First season opening win, by the way, for LSU since 2019 when Joe Burrow led the Tigers to that national title. Garrett Nussmeier, another of the best quarterbacks in the country. He may be the best, 230 yards passing in that game. Georgia 45-7 over Marshall. Their quarterback Gunnar Stockton passed for 2 TDs, ran for 2. Florida 55-0 over Long Island. DJ Lagway threw 3 TD touchdowns. OU 35-3 over Illinois State. John Mateer, a Washington State transfer, threw for 392 yards. SEC is loaded with quarterbacks this year. Texas A&M 42-24 over UTSA. Marcel Reed throwing for a career-high 4 touchdowns. Ole Miss 63-7 over Georgia State. Austin Simmons, 20 of 31 passing, 341 yards for the Rebels. Tennessee, 45. Syracuse, 26 in Atlanta. Joey Aguilar passed for 247 yards for the Big Orange. Kentucky, 24-16 over Toledo in Lexington. We also had Mississippi State 34-17 over Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg. Thanks to our man Michael Marion, he passed on to me a new MSU field goal record, a 55-yard field goal. Who kicked it? An Arkansan, Kyle Ferry from Searcy. So congratulations to him for that. And then Vanderbilt 43-3 over Charleston Southern in a game played at Nashville. All right, So we're all set. We got 2 games in the state Thursday night as the GAC starts play. Oklahoma Baptist at SAU, Southern Nazarene is at Henderson. Then on Saturday, of course, Arkansas State at War Memorial Stadium, and then UAPB at UCA that night. So games in Little Rock, Conway, Magnolia, and Arkadelphia. No excuses. Get out and see a college football game, or do what I'm doing. Get out and see 2 college football games this week, one on Thursday night and one on Saturday. Have a great start to the season, everybody.
All right, thank you, Rex. Right off the bat, great job for your first recap of the year. Just out of curiosity, how many in here are going to the Arkansas State-Arkansas game? Look at there. Wow, very nice. For the first time, I told Rex, for the first time probably in 10, 15 years, I've had people looking for tickets, calling me looking for tickets. By the way, just want to let everybody know, I bought 4 tickets online back in June for some friends. And so I just hope it's a great environment. You know, I know there's a lot of arguing about whether it should be played or not. Here's the deal. I'm a former player. I'm a team captain. I don't care what your argument is. Just play the game. I don't care. Play the game. Let's just play the game. Let's have a good time. Let's play the game. Yeah, you could talk about the stadiums. I don't care. Go out and play the game. I'm more engaged about this game than I am about the game that Arkansas just played at home against Alabama A&M. I am. I'm more interested in this game coming up. It's more interesting to me. And back when we played Tulsa every year at the beginning of the year, and bored to tears. You know, so I do think this is a little bit more engaging because it's more interesting as we said, you know, where we grew up. I grew up in Florida. Everybody plays everybody. So I know there's arguments on both sides, but at this point, let's go have a good time Saturday. The weather's going to be great, and have a great time at War Memorial Stadium, the Grand Old Lady. Let me introduce some special guests. I didn't mention earlier, I know Shay Lewis is here. He's the Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Director of State Parks. Shay, great to have you here. Also, the Arkansas Director of State Police, Mike Hager, is here. Let's give it up for both those guys helping do great things in our state. Also, I don't think Leslie Rutledge is here, right? No Leslie today, right? Did want to introduce a guy, and I'm going to mention him in a second, but one of my former teammates from Conway, Arkansas, that ran where's Greg at? Did you run a 10-300 meters? 10-4? Close enough. He was a speedster for us, one of the great safeties at Arkansas. He goes on to win a Super Bowl with Lawrence Taylor. Greg Lasker, everybody, give it up for Greg. And I'll bring him up again here in a second. So we book 15 speakers a year. No other touchdown club in America does 15 straight weeks. And so I usually do it all myself, but occasionally I will call on the help of an agent, a booking agent, to help me do this. And a guy that I've become very close with and has helped us with several of our speakers is here today. We had him here for Ray Lewis. I want you to give him a big welcome. Ward Headley. Where's Ward? Stand up, Ward. Let's give you, right there in the back. There he is right there. His family was one of the founders of Keeneland Racing, Wayne. As a matter of fact, and great to have Ward here, and he flew on the plane with us coming back. And so, thank you, Ward, for all your help. Also, I'm really excited to introduce who also flew on the plane with us, one of LT's best friends, one of his teammates. We're almost about the same age, right, Paul? Almost. He played nose guard for North Carolina with LT. They're one class apart. But he's a great guy. He's a good guy. Played in the NFL for several seasons. He's got his pension now. Let's welcome, please, Paul Davis, everybody. Great guy. I can tell. I was telling LT, man, you can just tell you're a ride or die buddy. So that's good. Also, I had no idea, LT, that when we brought somebody else on there, I didn't know how special she would be. So I didn't know who the extra person we were going to have on the plane, but it just so happens to be the fiance of Lawrence Taylor, Trish Bailey, everybody. Let's give it up for Trish Bailey. Outstanding young lady, very, very super nice. I'm glad to have everybody with us today. So, hey, listen, it's when I started this Touchdown Club with the Rex and all the other founders 21 years ago, it was for days like this and for days like last week. Last week was an epic touchdown club meeting. We had maybe you can consider the greatest coach in the history of the game of football. Only guy who's played as a player, won a national championship in college, won a national championship as a college coach, won 2 Super Bowls as a head coach. And this week, you can make the argument, you can go online and Google, not only the greatest defensive player of all time. I think a lot of people will say that's not. You can make the argument as maybe one of the greatest players in the game of football of all time. And riding on the plane with him, he still got that it. He still got that it. I like it. I like it though. As an old linebacker, I like when I see you in the huddle. Let's go get him, LT. But we are so fortunate to have somebody here. We couldn't do it without everybody here. But it's going to be a great day today. Let's now take a look. Steve Sullivan from Channel 7, let's take a look at his intro of our guest today, Lawrence Taylor.
One of the greatest football players ever didn't start playing organized football until his junior year of high school. Lawrence Taylor did land a scholarship with North Carolina as a defensive lineman. 2 years later, they unleashed a beast when they moved him to linebacker. He was an unstoppable force. As a senior, he became one of only 4 defenders to earn ACC Player of the Year honors. In his 16 sacks as a senior, still the best in Tar Heel history. Drafted 2nd overall by the Giants, Taylor had a remarkable rookie season. He was voted both NFL Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. He would be named Defensive Player of the Year 3 times in his Hall of Fame career. LT was a 10-time All-Pro with the Giants and was the league's most valuable player in 1986.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
One of the most impactful players to ever play the game. Fast, strong, and always feared. Please welcome a true giant in the game of football, Hall of Famer, Lawrence Taylor.
Hello.
How about that? We're not in North Carolina, man. We're not in New York. We're in Little Rock, Arkansas. Look at that reception, man.
I think it was great.
Yeah, put the mic up where we can hear you. Here you go.
I just enjoyed it. I'll tell you, better than the reception that TCU gave us yesterday.
Yes, you were at the game last night. I don't know who, those of you who saw that, but right off the bat, there was a lot of attention for you and the other 2 initial person that everybody knows, MJ and LT, were in the box last night. Matter of fact, let's take a look. There was a clip on ESPN. I want you to take a look at, and LT, you can watch right here on this monitor.
Okay.
Take a look at, this was from ESPN's broadcast last night.
Some of the greatest of all time that have played many sports. Michael Jordan and Lawrence Taylor in attendance tonight. Those 2, you could argue, well, not argue Michael Jordan. Lawrence Taylor, maybe the fiercest pass rusher in NFL history. They are here tonight in their Tar Heel debut to see their...
Okay, so I want to play this one more time. So I don't know what you asked him, but you said something to him. He was going, no. I don't know if you want to get him on the golf. Let's show this one more time, Anita. Look, you asked him something. You had a cigar in your hand. He said, watch me. He goes, no, watch this.
And Lawrence Taylor in attendance tonight. Those 2, you could argue, well, not argue Michael Jordan. Lawrence Taylor, maybe the...
You go, maybe a round of 18 tomorrow.
Still married?
Still married. Oh, wow. All right, whoa. You said it, not me. As a matter of fact, Anita, let's show the next picture. Not only were you and MJ there, but Roy Williams was there. That's the photo number 3, if you got that, Anita. She has that. There it is. It is right there. I'm going to tell you what, that's about as, when it comes to one school, LT, that's pretty impressive, you 3.
That's the top of the line right there. You can't go no further with some of them.
So the question was, didn't go too well for the Tar Heels last night.
No.
Did you stick? How long did you stick around?
About 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
So were you surprised last night?
That was an ass whipping.
Yeah. Were you surprised, or
I was shocked. I was shocked because Bill wasn't worried about it, and they're going through stuff like it's cool. Everything's cool. We got this under control. And when they came out, everybody in here,
Yeah.
when they came out and scored that first touchdown, what we say? Here we go. Yeah, here we went.
So, but it is the first game. We'll give him some grace there, and but it was good to see you
It's
there.
the first game. It's the
That's
first
right.
game. Okay.
Yeah, you told me you said, hey, Baz, you said slow your roll there. Just we'll wait and see what happens. I know we'll talk more about Bill Belichick here in a second. It's not your first trip to Arkansas. I remember, I think it was the late 80s. I don't know if you guys remember the John Phillips Classic. And Rex, I forget, what was the name of the grocery store chain he owned, that the Phillips folks owned up in Northwest Arkansas? Food for Less. So they brought you in, and I remember I was a young guy, and I saw you were kicking back, laying down on the grass, and that was probably the last time you've been to the state of Arkansas, right? That you can remember.
You know what surprises me is your memory. You be talking and talking like it was happened yesterday. This happened 30 years ago.
I know. Well, listen,
Okay.
when you're LT, you remember those things. Well, here's another thing, though. So LT and I share a good friend, and he wanted to send just a brief little message to us here at the Touchdown Club. So, Anita, if you will hit the message from video number 5, let's take a look.
Hey everybody, welcome one of the best friends I've ever had, Lawrence Taylor. I think he's the best linebacker that ever played football. You're going to enjoy his stories today. God bless y'all. Go Hogs. Thank you, Lawrence. We love you, buddy. Hope to see you soon.
Where is he coming from? I mean, he looks like he's been in the mountains or something like. I mean, wow. He ain't been playing no golf. I promise you that.
Well, he told me y'all played together. I think we got a couple of shots,
We play a lot.
Anita, if we can. This is LT and John Daly. He's got the Santa Claus beard there, and then the next one was the one I think it was the most recent LT. All 4 of those guys are Hall of Famers around him. Warren Sapp, Ricky Jackson, of course Lawrence, and who am I missing there? Marshall Faulk. So all those guys, I think that was that fundraiser. So what's your buddy John Daly like? I know you've hung out with him, and he said, hey, you're one of his favorite friends.
I tell you, Daly, he's something else. I mean, you can never, you can't count on him and can't discard him. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You know, shit, you screwed either way. We're going out. I'm sitting in I forgot what state it was, but he asked me, listen, come to the trailer, and we're going to have Italian food, Italian dish he's been making. And I'm like, I've been playing golf all days with. I've seen you all day. I'm tired, man. I want to go back to the hotel. Come on, LT. Come on over. I'm tired, man. He said, man, we gonna have Italian. I said, okay, I'm gonna come over there. I ain't staying long. So I drive. It's an hour away. It's an hour away. I go to hour, knock on the trailer, walk inside. It's Italian. It's pizza. What the? Listen, you gonna have me travel all the way here for a slice of pizza? Oh man, he's crazy. This guy's crazy though.
Yeah, he told me that y'all had been hanging out. He didn't tell me the Italian story, but you know, JD's a great guy.
Let me tell you something. He made 2 of the greatest shots I've ever seen. I was playing golf with him. We was in a tournament, outing or something. He hit the ball off the tee. The hole was 650 yards. Something like. He hit the ball off the tee. He took a 3-wood from 175 yards and put it that far back. But he was still long. He put it that far past the stick and made his eagle. And I tell you, he got it, guys. I'm telling you, I don't care what he tells you. You guys, I don't know if y'all play golf or something, but if John Daly said he wants to play you, don't do it.
So I told
Don't
LT
do
that
it.
about JD's son playing for the Razorbacks, and he went on and on what a great guy you were, and I know you feel the same about him. He's a guy, you know, we have him on every Tuesday. He was on today with Roger. I couldn't do it because we were going to get LT, but he's just a guy that gets the shirt off his back. He runs hard. He works hard. You know, he's making all those appearances, public appearances. So I hope he doesn't run himself too ragged. Also, too. I wanted to mention, I mentioned Greg Lasker earlier. Let's show a picture if we can, Anita. So I mentioned Greg Lasker. This is Greg Lasker, his rookie year. And right next to him to the right is Lawrence Taylor. Nothing like going to the Giants and also winning a Super Bowl ring. In the next photo, if you will. So that is Greg Lasker to the right there picking up Bill Belichick. And that's in the playoff game when you guys beat the Redskins in '87. And
We was doing Bill a favor.
trying to give Bill some love. Try to give Bill some love.
Because he's a hell of a coach, man.
So, Greg, would you stand up and he's got his ring on. Come on, stand up, let everybody see. Let's give him a Super Bowl champion, Greg Lasker, right there.
He looks a little older than I thought.
You said he looked like Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel Jackson on a bad day.
He said, "Is that Samuel L. Jackson or my teammate that I used to know?" Anyway, what a great guy. He told the story. So Greg told me the story. His rookie year, he's playing the gunner on special teams, and you guys were playing Minnesota. You were behind, and you needed a turnover, and so you went over to the special teams coach and said, "Put me in." This is like the fourth quarter. He said, "Put me." You didn't even play special teams because you're a rookie. Yeah, but you did for that play. And Greg said, "I'll be darned if Lawrence Taylor didn't go down there and wind up with a football."
Well, it caused the fumble. Caused the fumble.
You caused the fumble,
Hey,
and you got the turnover.
I go after the ball. I don't go after the person. I go after the ball.
So Greg Lasker said, I believe everything about Lawrence Taylor that what they say. It's amazing that you think of where you came from. You started football late in your career. You were a good baseball player. You were a catcher.
I was a great baseball player. I was a great baseball player.
Yeah, great baseball player. Enough to get drafted.
Yeah.
But early, you didn't really play football until later on in your high school years.
Junior year, I had going into my junior year. Coach Jones, who ran the football program, he wanted me to play, and I didn't want to play football. My baseball coach told me, "Listen, hey, you'll never make it in football."
Wrong.
So I tried it, and for the first 5 weeks or so, yeah, I got to admit, they kicked my ass. I tell you, all these hills and stuff. I don't do all this running, but as time went on, into the first game, the second game, the third game, Tony McCardle goes down, and they put me in the game. Well, I have a pretty good game. I played very well. I won the game for the team. The next week, I got better. And then the week after that, I got better. And then I got better and better and better and better. At the end of the year, I was All-American. And I was the best player and one of the best players in the country.
Yeah, so they started you out when you ended up signing with North Carolina. You become an All-American, the second overall pick in the draft in 1980. Anybody want to guess who number one was?
Yeah, that guy.
George Rogers was number one.
Yeah, but you played.
Yeah. So that was not the correct pick. So the Giants made the correct pick.
Yeah.
And
And
so,
once again, I got lucky.
Yeah. Well, by the way, too.
Because I could have gone first. I didn't want to go first.
You didn't want to go first?
No, but New Orleans. Okay. Okay. No, I could have gone first.
So you go to New York. You go to New York, and
Yeah.
he has one of the most amazing rookie years in the history of the league.
I had a pretty good year.
Not only was he rookie of the year, you were the defensive player of the year as a rookie. Never happened again.
Ah, wow, you've been reading.
I did. And so,
That's good.
so one of the things I always wondered, when did you realize that you were going to be, I'm different? Did you realize it in college, that senior year? I think you had 16 sacks your senior year at North Carolina. Is that when you realized, man?
No, but no. What Bill Parcells, when I came into the league, Bill Parcells was on. I remember one week he was on my ass. Excuse me, my whatever. Every play is just like, oh, you're not doing this. You got to go drop back here. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I'm doing it the way that I always do it because that's how I do it. And he comes to me and he says, called me some type of name. I forgot what it was, but I ain't gonna say it. We all been called that sometimes. Okay. And I said, hey, you can trade me. You can cut me. You can put me, John Scorpan in front of me. I mean, back in front of me because it was his job to lose anyway. I said, but whatever you do, I don't care. I said, but you got to get the hell off my back. And Belichick, he looked, not Belichick, but Parcells, he looked at me. He said, okay. He said, with some superlatives. Anyway, he said, I'm going to let you do it your way. He said, listen, but as soon as you screw up, you got to do it my way. Can we have can we understand? I said, yes, cool, I'll do that. That was year one. I didn't have to talk to Bill again for the next 10 years. I'm there. Hey, Bill is what a great guy he is. Now, he knows when he's wrong. He knows when he's right. But if you can show him when he thinks he's right, that he's wrong, okay, he will listen to it.
Let's do two things. Anita, if you'll show me photo number 16, and Ward, would you close those doors back there at the back? I can hear our radio guys. Photo 16 here, talking about Bill Parcells. You really actually played. This is a great photo. Those two coaches right there won 8 Super Bowls together. How cool was it, the fact that you got a chance to play for two such amazing coaches?
You know what? I'm looking at that picture, and
put that back up one more time, Anita.
And Bill Belichick had just this is 81, so this is probably Parcells going into Parcells' third year, because Belichick is not he's a special teams coach, so he's not a real coach. Okay, all right. Okay, so just before Bill Belichick he went from special teams coach, defensive coordinator. How you do that? Okay, how you do that? So I asked Bill. I go into Bill's office and said, "Listen, I'm not happy with having," because he actually went to Belichick and made him defensive coordinator. I said, no. I'm not happy with that. You know, and Parcells says, listen, he has drawn up the defense for the last 2 years.
And you didn't realize that at the time.
I didn't realize that. He said, listen, every defense that we run right now is Bill Belichick's design. I feel really stupid. Okay. So he said, okay. And then I said, okay. He's the defensive coordinator. And let me tell you something. He's hard to understand. You know. Like he's drunk. But nobody knows more football than Bill Belichick. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you. Now, not saying that he knows how to get out of situations. I mean, some of the stuff he do is like, what? Okay. But between him and Bill Parcells together, they are really a good crew.
So you win 2 Super Bowls, and throughout your career, you dominate. You end up being 3-time defensive MVP and won the league MVP, not the defensive MVP. Only twice that has happened in the history of the NFL. Anybody out there can give me the other player that was a defensive player? Nope. Alan Page is correct, in the 1970s. So you and Alan Page were the only guy. What did that mean to you to win that MVP? And it hadn't happened since the overall league MVP.
Back in them days, man. I really don't. I just want to win. I don't care.
You didn't care about all that.
I don't care about all that stuff. I want to win.
Yeah.
You know.
You win 2 Super Bowls, and at the same time, too, Lawrence. At that same time, and you were dealing with addiction issues, man. Yeah, you were. So, what was that like to be the most dominant player in the most popular sport in America, and still be dealing with addiction issues, and still being able to perform at times?
I'm telling you, there's a lot of late nights, early mornings, but I tell you. It happened for a while, then it went away. But you didn't really do it. You didn't change your lifestyle to make it go away. You just thought it would go away by itself. It doesn't work that way.
But you were so talented too.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, you overcame that because of your talent.
Could you imagine what I really am?
If you had not been. I'm looking at it. So there was a story, and I've heard this before, and I want our group to hear it, that you were out playing golf on a Monday night game. Give the story about that, if you remember, where you were supposed to be at the stadium, and you.
Yeah, but see, I didn't know they had a game that day.
You'd forgotten that the Giants were playing that night. So you get to the stadium and get dressed about the first quarter.
Hey. I get to the stadiums. I see footballs everywhere. What the hell? It's got people all everything. I'm like, so I stop.
Stopped at the stadium.
Yeah, I stop and see what's going on over there, and it's the game. So I don't even get to the game until after
like the first quarter.
Yeah, you know. But I had a hell of a game. Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm serious. Hey, because Bill was there.
What did Parcells say to you when he saw you? Because they couldn't find you.
No, he's cussing me out, so and so, such, and listen, I'm thinking he goes, okay. You know, most times you get cussed out like that, it's like go to your room,
right?
All right. He cussed me out. Okay, you
get in.
You didn't explain. And I have a hell of a game. Because my back was against the wall. If I hadn't had a game,
right.
Oh man,
I'd heard.
Listen to him.
I'd heard the payoff was you said, "Don't blame me, Coach Parcells. Blame the foursome that was slow in front of me."
It was. We was playing golf and stuff. I'm like, hey, I said, Bill, you can't blame me. Man, that foursome that was in front of me, hey, shit, take off.
Now, is it also true that
most of them are?
And most of them are. He said. So one of the great stories I heard that was that it was either Belichick that came to Bill and said, "I'm having trouble getting." LT was 5 or 10 minutes late to the meeting.
Oh no, that's funny. So Bill Belichick, he's a little rat anyway.
Okay.
No, but I love him to death though. But back when he was defensive coordinator, you know, you can't tell him anything because you tell him something, he's gonna tell it right back to Bill. So I came in. I was late coming to practice. No, I was late coming to
Meeting,
meeting. And I was only 30 minutes late. I was only 30 minutes late, so he doesn't say nothing to me in the meeting. He don't say nothing to me when I go sit down. He don't say nothing to me. But when the meeting's over, he goes to Bill Parcells, the head coach, and says, you know, LT was 30 minutes late to the meeting this morning. And Bill, but then Parcells, he's like, then why'd you start the meeting?
Yes, that's one of the classic all timers. Why don't you wait? Don't start the meeting till LT gets there. Yeah, different character. So let me ask you this: do you feel a lot of a lot of debate? Greatest player of all time. You know, Reggie White's name's been thrown out there. Aaron Donald, who's a 3-time MVP. J.J. Watt. What say you? 56. Do you feel like you are the greatest player in history?
No, I've never said I was the best player. Never said that. What I'm saying is this. I play defense. And I won't be judged on my defense. If there's somebody better, then tell me who.
Well, and for those of you who missed it, there is a rookie for the Giants who came in, a highly drafted player for Penn State, that asked if he could have your number unretired to wear this season. And what was your response to that?
I understand. Believe me, I understand. He wants to make a mark, and I think he will do very good because he looks like he's playing very well. But you can't start with the big boys. Oh shit! No. Hey, I told him, like, listen, don't start at 56. Go get 00 and make that famous, and then work your way on.
Well, it's you can make the argument, you and Michael Jordan, amazing that you both come from North Carolina and you both are known by 2 letters. And it's amazing the things that you've done in your career. I mean, you go on to make movies. This was one of, for those who don't know, Photo 13. If you follow sports movies, this is one of my favorites of all time, Any Given Sunday, with the great Jim Brown. And a lot of people, Roger, we reviewed this movie for our show, and it's one of the more realistic football movies. And a lot of people said, man, LT was pretty good. And how great was it, first of all, to work with another guy that many people say is the greatest of all time, Jim Brown?
Jim Brown? We play a lot of golf together. We did, okay? Jim Brown he's a true competitor, okay? And he's one of them people, and there's only a couple of them in the world that can see behind their heads. So we're sitting there playing golf, man. Listen, I'm swinging. He's over here, looking over here, but he can see you behind you. Man, get the hell out of here. He is a lovely guy.
That was the only movie you made too. You were in Waterboy. Yeah. Do you enjoy doing the movie stuff?
Yes, I enjoy doing it if, because you do 2 days here, 2 days there, and I'm cool with that.
Matter of fact, turn your way and look that way. See okay. The LT, you're still wearing, so your LT, I noticed that you were wearing that in some of your movies, the LT earring that you've got. That's sort of a mark for you that everybody sees. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's been sort of. I see those in all the movies that you've made, and that wasn't the only thing.
Not all the movies.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Because you were with Von Damme, right? You had a fight movie with Von Damme.
Yeah, he is actually a really good person.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I enjoy
Or
it.
could he whip you?
I think he can probably whip me.
You? Okay.
Yeah, he know all that karate stuff. You know, I don't know it.
This was nothing I was surprised you. Photo 14, if you can, Anita. This was something I did not know that you had in you. Dancing with the Stars. So I think you finished sixth, I think, or somewhere around there.
Editor Stravinsky.
What do you remember about that experience?
I remember this. They asked me to be in this dance thing, and I didn't think it was going to last long. But week 1 turned into week 2. Week 2 turned into week 3. Week 3 turned into week 4.
You were on your way.
Okay, and then all of a sudden, it's like I'm in there. I haven't played golf in, I don't know, I mean, 6, 7, 8 weeks. And the semifinals, I asked him, but I mean, maybe I would, editors, she never missed a beat, but I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't wanna do
But you got
and
this.
my game was that's what messed up my golf game.
Was the Dancing with the Stars?
7 weeks.
7 weeks of Dancing with the Stars. You also did WrestleMania.
Yes,
you were
sir.
Bam Bam Bigelow. Let's
Bam Bam.
I want to show this photo in 15, Anita. Look at this. Now, so you go into WWE. I think that's WrestleMania 11. That's a pretty big time move right there.
And it's a great
What do
move.
you remember about that?
That's a great move. I tell you what, I jumped from the top of the daggone rope and stuff, and listen, I had him where I wanted. Actually, he had me
Where you wanted.
You know, but hey,
Just
Bam
something,
Bam
another fun
Bigelow,
thing to do.
I tell you, what a great guy this guy was. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he knows what he's doing. I mean, the guy
And
is
you did.
350 pounds, and he's standing on the top of the ring, way up there. I'm laying on the floor waiting for delivery. You know, and
He
he
didn't
told
hurt
me,
you.
hey, he said, whatever you do, don't move. And I tell you what, that's what I did. But hey, what a great person he was. And sorry, he died and everything. But
Another
the
cool-
best athlete. Tell you the truth, and I played. I've been football players, basketball
right.
players, and
Yeah.
stuff like. The best athlete for his size. He's 350 pounds.
Right.
And, it's hard to get 350 pounds around
Right.
the right places. But the best athlete I had ever seen, even when I'm talking about when we was doing this, I'm like, man, you should come to the football and get a contract somewhere.
Yeah.
The best athlete I've ever been around.
All right, let's talk about the guy that a lot of people say you're synonymous with as far as greatness goes, MJ. So you both are considered maybe the greatest to ever play. You know what you did in sports. What kind of relationship you have with Michael Jordan? What do you guys sort of have in common? And I know you played against him. You played against him when he was a freshman. You were a rookie, came back to school to try to finish your degree. You played some pickup ball with MJ. What was that like, and what do you think of MJ?
But that's what it's like. I mean, hey, we are two alpha males, okay, going at each other. I want to kick his ass. He wants to kick my ass. And that's what we go through. I mean, every time we see each other, it's like, okay, what we doing?
You still
I don't care if it's drinking. I don't care if it's
Golf or
listen,
whatever.
Golf, I don't care whatever. Hey,
You plan to win.
I play to destroy.
To play to destroy. Who has gotten the most wins between those competitions, you or Jordan?
I would say it all depends. I think listen, no. Now listen, and he worth $3 billion. So I think he got yeah, he got me by a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, it is amazing that both of you guys came from North Carolina. Looking back, we were talking about on the plane ride over. You and Paul, you guys are in your 66, 67. I'm in my early 60s. Reflecting on your life, man, looking back, what do you say? What do you think? You've been blessed. You've been through some tough times. You made some mistakes. So how do you look back on your life?
You're gonna answer all the questions.
No, you can answer it now.
No, but
56. Go for it.
You're right, and I look at things like that. And I look at the time I was born, the era I was born. I mean, listen, if I was nowadays, if I was getting out of college nowadays at this point of my life and put in the work that I put in, it would be John and Taylor Stadium. I could just see it all.
You'd be bigger than you were then.
I enjoy what I go through. I enjoy what life is done for me and the people I've met and the people I meet every day. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So I'm like
Blessed.
one of these guys that don't look at what I could have done. I look at what could have happened to me. So I'm cool with myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT, Lawrence Taylor, everybody. All right. All right, let's get up here and get some pictures with LT. He said he's ready to do some pictures. That was great, buddy.